A game of chess is like a sword fight. You must think first, right? Before you move.
Okay, so we're sitting in these rooms now. We have infinite freedom of what to do with our time, except for the things that we normally do. We have the wonder of the internet at our disposal. Most of us have a lot of free time because nobody has a job anymore. So what do we do about this in such a way that we lead a better and more complete life and that we feel better about it? So a stoic answer would be, stop whining that you can't do BJJ. Go do something else that makes you better. Read a book, work out, like do some yoga. And that's really easy to say on the surface. But if that was true, then like nobody would be complaining, right? Those things are difficult to do. So it takes an exercise to really understand where you are in this decision-making process. So before the Zoom timer craps out, give you a thing to do. You're going to make two lists, and you can do this on paper or on a computer. It doesn't matter. At the top of one list, you're going to write my life philosophy. And that list, you're going to list all the things that are most important to you. In the second list, you're going to write things I did today. You're going to write down everything you did in the last 24 hours. Okay?
Okay.
Now, destroy that first list. It's meaningless. At the top of that second list, crossed out my last 24 hours and write my life philosophy. Because what you are is the things that you do. These things that we pretend that we do, that's your ego. And right now, our ego is telling us all that we're martial artists, that we train all the time. You don't. You haven't trained in weeks. None of us have. So walking around your room telling yourself that you're a BJJ competitor is a waste of your fucking time. Why would you do that? It's doing nothing but making you feel bad. Cause and effect. What is the effect of not being able to do BJJ? You don't do BJJ. Move on. Accept it. Come back to it when you can, but stop bitching until then. So you have this new list, and it's all these things that you actually do with yourself. And you can look at that and think to yourself, am I proud of this list? Look real hard at it. And it's going to be a lot of shit that you don't want to see. It's like, I was on Reddit for like 3 hours today. What the fuck? That is my life philosophy. It's like, oh, I woke up and I stared at my phone for like the first 30 minutes after I opened my eyes. Is that part of my life philosophy, sitting there in bed? I was going to do yoga. I did it for like 45 seconds, and then I kind of wandered off and started playing video games. Is that your life philosophy? It doesn't matter how you feel about it. That is reality. It's written on this list. So to move forward, don't think about how you feel about any of those things. Just start replacing them with the things that you do feel good about, the things that you can do. Don't feel sorry for yourself about the things that you can't do, right? It doesn't do anyone any good for you to say, I'm going to become, the world's greatest BJJ player if you have no access to a gym, any more than it helps you to say, oh, I'm going to go camping every single weekend if all the state parks are closed, right? Like you have to fill it with things that you do now because this is going to be your next 24 hours. And if you can't put something on that list of the next 24 hours within the next 24 hours, then you wouldn't do it with 24 lifetimes. And that's something that you have to accept. And that's something that should motivate you to improve yourself, right? None of this, I'll start next Monday shit. We have nothing but time. And if you are working, you have nothing but time when you get home. You're not hanging out with your friends. If you are, go the fuck inside. You're going to kill all the old people.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay. Wear a mask. Shame.
Take ownership of what you do and what you are. Stop letting your ego, your shame, control what you believe about yourself and create these illusions on what you would do if you just had the time or what you're going to do next Monday. It's lies. What you actually do is what you do. Look at that, assess it, improve it where you can. And the things that you can't improve, accept that about yourself. Maybe go on a personal journey to improve the things that make that activity the case. Don't get mad about it, just get better. Does that make sense?
Get mad about it. Get better. I like it, bro.
Yeah.
Should make that into a shirt.
Don't get mad, get better. There are a lot of stoic, like one-liners. If it's not true,
Oh,
don't
yeah.
say it. If it's not right, don't do it.
Yeah, dude. I
Yeah.
was like,
Oh man.